Yo! And welcome to episode 40. Yes, episode 40. Jesus, it's the longest series of Let's Make a RenegadeX Map there ever is, and ever was, and ever will be. This episode is going to be more of a pro tip episode. I'm going to go through something that is extremely handy. It's not something I use myself all the time, mainly because I don't really do 3D stuff. But this is all about a 3D object that you can make inside of UDK. I'll be going over two ways of doing it. Well, technically two ways of doing it. There will be a CSG and also a static mesh. I got the idea from this a long time ago in UT3. I'm not sure if anyone else actually uses this method, but it is quite handy. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I showed this to another mapper. His name's Rude. He's making the crash site map with the big ass screen ship. It looks a really good map. I can't wait until that's finished so I can actually play it. Also, it's the one I'm stealing this Kismet ship from as well, even though I'm not stealing the Kismet. I showed it to him and he made a post on the forums on the thread for these videos, and he said, why not show this, because it's helped me a lot. Well, it's helped him a lot. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I was going to do the Kismet today, but as I seen that post, I thought, yeah, that's a really good idea. So my plan is to put a bunker up here. I could just use a bunker that's in here. Sorry, that's testing earlier. A bunker that's up here. A bunker that's up here. Yes, I'm just going to magically put a bunker there. No. We have bunkers. We have 3 different types of bunker. I think. Yeah, we have my bunker from... from X Mountain, which is a pile of crap. There is another bunker from, I do believe this one is from Canyon. Then there is Havoc's bunker. There's different variations of this. This one is on field, but you can actually go inside it on under. Then you have the generic bunkers for GDR and Nod. I'll be showing you how to put ladders in and stuff later. There's also a tunnel system. I don't know where that's from. I think there is another bunker somewhere. You can make a bunker out of different elements anyway, like I did on Volcano. But this one is all about making a static mesh within the UDK. For this, I actually want to go to a new level. A blank level. Right, so for this one I'm actually going to be using side, front, top, and I want a 3D. I'm doing it this way because this actually has a grid system, while the three-dimensional three-dimensional view doesn't. So yeah. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to make a box. So if I right click any of these brushes, I can get a property value. So this is actually really handy because I can make a hollow cube. I don't know what the hell tessellate means, but nah. But I don't want a cube, I want this. I want it to make it hollow. I want to use this because it's the best thing for me to use. So the plan is to make a bunker out of this, but for the way I'm doing this, I actually need to use a lot of numbers. So I'm actually going to keep it at 8 sides. just because. The Z, I'm just going to keep as that. The outer radius and the inner radius is, well, the inner radius can come up to about 400 or 412. So it gives a 100 in the radius. So that's fine. From the top down view, I want to make it a bit, no, didn't want to make it a bit bigger. Right. I want to make this length a bit bigger. I'm doing it, whoops, didn't want to do that. I'm doing it like this because, well, one thing, it's going to work out better later on for me. I also want to make this a bit bigger. There's also this tool here, right? This here is actually a geometry tool. I can edit and do some other crazy stuff with geometry. But you got to make sure you're on world, otherwise it messes up. So this is a bit dodgy. So I hate using CSG. I hate using CSG for many different. Just grab it and move it. Thank you. For many different reasons. Mainly because it just never works. I didn't really need to do that. Let me just. Tell you what, let's not use that as. Oh yeah, let's actually use it. I don't know. I'm going nuts. What the hell's wrong with me? I need to figure this out, and I don't like figuring things out. Right there. So. So the plan is to make these as straight as bloody possible. Just like that. And now we have a bunker. What I would really want to do is move this in, whoops. Make sure it doesn't move. Move this over just to make it a bit bigger. Just like that. Just like that. Sorry, bad Tommy Cooper impression. And make this a bit bigger. Right, there we go. Well, more or less. So, what we have is a basic box. Now, if I click on this here, it actually adds geometry. And that's all well and good. So, we've added our geometry. Now we need to put a lid on this. So I'm just going to click on this again. I don't want it hollow this time. So this is what we're going to do. And this is the problem with bloody CSG right here. Just like that. we is going to why? Alright. So we grab the top, and then we'll just make this a bit smaller. Grab the entire thing, make it a bit bigger. Just like that. Make that into CSG. I'm also going to put a floor on it. Whoops. Put a floor on it. Make sure I haven't grabbed everything again. And I want to be putting a roof on it, but making it a bit bigger first. And put a roof on it. Now here comes the fun part. Oh, want that back open. Goddamn world. And right, and I am going to no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this like that. Right, now I'm just going to zoom in here and just make sure that this is perfect. No, that was perfect. God, there we go. I'm not worried about that there. In fact, yeah, let's just quickly do that then. Like that. And we're going to press this one here, which subtracts. And now we have a nice little door. It's not perfect. In fact, it's... Whoops. Control Z. Y. Let's try and get this centered. In fact, let's not put it in center. I don't like things centered. Yeah, that's about right. And subtract. And subtract. Now what I want to do is just put a massive slit across it. If I was putting it in the right place, which I am not. So we're just going to rotate this 90 degrees. Yeah, 90 degrees. Thank you. Top down view. And I just want to make this a bit bigger. Just like that. Just like that. Can you not like Tommy Cooper? And subtract. And let's have a look at our handiwork. 2 doors and a slit to fire through. This is going to be a bit bigger when I actually put it in, so that's almost perfect. Now you're probably wondering why the hell I just did this. And you'll be thinking, you'll be actually quite right thinking, why the hell did I just do this? And how the hell I'm going to get this into into the other game. First thing I want to do is, well, I want to put a material on here. Copy, paste. This is just so I know what everything is and what it does. Wall. Let's just make this big. No, that's not what I wanted. So much prefer the 3D view. Thought I missed a bit. And paste on there. This isn't really what everything is. I just need to get a good texture down. Select surface, matching texture. And I need another texture on that. Doesn't matter what the hell it is. Material. Yeah, that'll do. No. No, no. No. There we go. Just doing this so I can get a basically set UVs. This here, I actually want to put UV tile into 0.5, 0.5, hit apply, copy that, select all of this, select surfaces, select the same material, some texture, matching texture, Control V, and now it looks a bit more presentable. I could move it up a bit. Pan U is up. 16. No. Yep. Copy. Select services again. Paste. This one here I'll probably change for this. I can spruce this up with a static mesh later as well, so I'm not really worried as such. So, the reason I did this, right, obviously it doesn't look too clever. It is basically to show you how we can get a complex CSG into a static mesh. So once I actually find my builder's brush, what we're going to do, right, is just fill our map and make sure our CSG is within our builder's brush. We're going to click on this little magic button here, right? This button will conform the brush to any CSG that's inside of it. So I'm going to click that, and now we have this magical box that is an exact duplicate of this here. So how are we going to turn this into a static mesh? Well, you don't. It does it for you. All you do is right click. Well, you right click the brush, press convert to static mesh, and then you can save it to wherever. My package, my mesh 2, I already did some tests earlier to make sure it works. My package, I don't need that, don't need materials, and there we go, all ready with its materials. The only problem with this is that it does not have collision. If I use complex collision, auto complex collision, it's just not going to work. When you auto complex collision or convex collision, whatever the hell it is, convex collision, it does not see inside the objects. So buildings like this will never ever work with complex collision. So to get around that, we can add per poly collision. These don't really have that many triangles, and we could, well, no, not really. We could technically bring the triangle count down if we really wanted with Simplegon. Simplegon is an awesome tool. It's down here. Whoops. It's a mesh simplification. You just put it to whatever max divisions or percentages. 50% of that, which would be 133 maybe. 33 point. I'm not even going to the points. Don't care about any of that. Simplify, and yeah, now we have some 180 triangles. You can also make LODs. Let's bring this back up to 100. The mesh itself will always know what it was, so we're back up to that. We'll always know how many polys it actually has from the beginning. Go away. I need to try to put per poly on. So now that we have this, we actually want to put in per poly. So I want to remove collisions. We don't have any collision in there. We have per poly selected in here. It says elements per poly collision. But to actually activate per poly collision, we need to disable all other types of collision. So yeah, now when we put this in here, and then we go to collision mode. Oops, that's not collision mode. Show collision mode, rigid body. This actually has collision. It doesn't have normal collision, it has per poly collision. Per poly collision is, how to explain it? Instead of using a collision box, it uses the actual mesh as a collision base. It's a very old way of doing things, but with really low poly objects like this, it's perfect. I suggest you don't use per poly with anything over 1,000 polys, 1,000 triangles. You can probably get away with it, but it will bring down the collision, bring down performance, and it can have some really weird effects on other things as well. So yeah, that's how to do it. Let's find this again. So yeah, it has texture. Actually has a proper texture map. If I put any more textures on here, it will conform to that. So let's find another material. All assets, materials. Let's put a sky on there just to take the mickey. If we come out of here, show collision normal. So yeah, now it has sky. Let's put a rainbow on there. Now there's a rainbow, and all the vertexes will be proper. And again, you can always change stuff with material instances anyway, so it's all good. But again, the collision itself is per poly on every element. So LOD information per poly has to be enabled on everything. And then down the bottom where it says use simple collision, line collision, and soft body or rigid body, untick all those. Otherwise, per poly does not work. So yeah, that's all good. So I made this in a blank map just because a blank map has the, well, even a non-blank map has them, but you can actually see what's going on in a blank map. From here, I can import to, well, it saves to a package, so you can save to your own package. I'm not going to save that because I don't need to. And yeah, now we're in here, and I can go find that, and I can just go dump it in my map somewhere. If it would let me. Where am I? I want to be down here. So the plan is to put a bunker here. It's actually a really good size, which is surprising. I'm not actually going to use this. This is just an example. And then I'd build up rocks around it. So yeah, I can go play in the map, and now it has collision. And yeah, it's all good. This is a very, very simple box bunker thing that I made. It literally took me a couple of minutes to make. So yeah, and you go, it actually has collision. So it could be made a bit bigger. I made it a bit small. But yeah, you can make it all out of CSG, test it, then convert it to a static mesh. It doesn't. You don't have to just do this with bunkers and buildings and whatnot. It's actually a bit thick. Probably about 50 would have done. About 25. Yeah. Another problem with per poly, doesn't stop cameras very well. You don't have to just conform to buildings. There's some really funky stuff you can do. You can make rivers out of this. You know, when I put in the textures, they're all higgledy-piggledy until I copied and pasted. Well, you can make it do that on purpose. You can set up triangles and whatnot, and you can make a river path. So you can put bends in rivers. You can make the rivers look like they do in Field, in Lakeside. In fact, I'll show you exactly how to do that. File new. No, don't want to open. Want new, mate. File new level. Bank. Don't want to save that because I'm not really interested in it. But you can use the plane. This. I can set how many sides. Well, not really how many sides, but yeah, I can basically just cut that off, and then we have a triangle, just like that. And from here, right, I can basically just add more. Or if I really wanted, I could. By the way, I could use the pen tool. Apply. And yeah, then I could do that, and I could join certain weld. Oops. Weld. I could put bends and stuff in. Well, I wouldn't use this as a create now. Weld. I hate this bloody tool. It's a pile of crap. But yeah, you could. Well, it just doesn't work. But yeah, you can make it, and as long as the triangles all line up. No, this is just crashed now, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, as long as all the triangles line up, you can set your textures to follow each other. So you could have a river texture that moves in one direction, go one way, then hits the triangle, then it can move 45 or 25 degrees, whatever, and it would actually look like the water would be moving around. So yeah, just many possibilities with this. You don't have to know what you're doing with max to get meshes and stuff in your game. So yeah, stick to the grid though. The grid is a very good thing. You can do lots of things with this grid. Just remember, the old messing around in maths classes drawing crap on the grid paper. It's basically what this is. Hope this actually helps. It's a very good tip, pro tip, unique thing. I don't think a lot of people actually know about. I've never ever seen anyone else use this other than myself, and when I tell people about it. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with this. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. And thank you, Rude, for reminding me about this. Brilliant. Ta-da.